Hello, Primals. Today, I want to talk about why narcissism is not taught in schools. But first, I just want to give a shout out to everybody in the last video that I posted and just all the love that I've received from that. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys and the support. I also am not going to tell you that you have to subscribe to my channel or that you have to like my videos, but they do help with the algorithms, and if you support content like this, liking or subscribing is the best way to do that at this time. With that being said, again, I'm not going to be one of those people that tell you what to do. You can do what you want. I'm just here to offer some advice or some perspectives that maybe are a bit different. With that being said, the reason that narcissism isn't taught in school fundamentally is that facts are a kryptonite for the narcissist. Because if you are able to stick to the facts, if you are able to stay true to what happened rather than what was perceived to be the case or what people felt, you'll find with narcissistic people that there's a lot of feelings or perceptions or wants that are being projected onto you. The reason for that is because if they can get you to play the game of not being in facts and not being logical in how you handle things, then they can influence your mind. And there's actually this idea in psychology called ideological subversion. Now, usually this happens at a grand level of sociological programming. However, this can also be behavioral within a individual to individual relationship, especially one with the narcissist, because the narcissist is going to sell people out, or at least is going to be willing to sell people out for their future gains. Now, a good, honest, genuine person does not do that. A person with integrity and a moral compass is not going to sell anybody out, but will stick to the facts of what happened. And that takes courage. That takes a kind of understanding of just life in general, without vanity, without greed, and without deceit. And there's something that is really valuable to the narcissist. The most valuable thing to the narcissist is supply or attention. Now, in school, we have come to a point where a lot of the school systems, and I know this because I'm a graduate of just a few years ago from college, and then in high school as well. I noticed this, but I didn't really understand what was happening, was that people were being encouraged to be victims of their own deceit. And it was very distraught to me because I knew there was something off, but I didn't know what it was because I hadn't matured enough to the point of being able to fully articulate what I'm feeling. And I didn't learn about all of the trauma being trapped in our bodies. I didn't learn about that yet, because when trauma is trapped in your body, which basically means that your nervous system remembers events prior to your immediate experience better than your conscious mind. Because your conscious mind is only operating at about 5%, if that, of what you actually know about the world. Everything else is completely unconscious, an unconscious pattern of some kind. Now, there are different ways that you can do like a trauma release breath work, or you can learn more about meditation. and you can learn more about kinesiology. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But there are different ways to learn about narcissism that aren't taught in school, because in school we're not taught to be calm anymore. We're not taught to have a calm, fulfilled, rational conversation. And what's most difficult, I think, about understanding narcissism in today's world is that there are ways to dissect narcissism without logic. And that is where emotional education comes in. Now, I've developed my own technique for this. I have also a website where I offer mindfulness services that anybody can look up, called regalchange.com. This is where we go over any Zen meditation techniques or any kind of mindfulness meditation technique that you're looking for to help deal with your trauma. This is basically an unlicensed mindfulness / counseling service that I provide. I don't believe in certificates anymore. I have reasons, mainly because of the school system. I don't think that there's a lot of rational and emotionally intelligent people left in the school systems. And those that are rational and emotionally intelligent are often ostracized. Now, I'm not saying that I'm one of those people. I'm just saying this is what I noticed in the school systems. So I also don't want to discourage people from pursuing an education. I think an education is one of the most important things that you could possibly do in the world. However, I think you should also manage your education and expect to reach a place of fulfillment in your education by studying things that you're actually interested in. Because when you study things that you're actually interested in, that's going to not only build your self-esteem and your knowledge base, it's also going to improve your likelihood to transform yourself in any kind of manner and bring the truth into being. Because that's what narcissism really doesn't want you to do. And we have to remember that narcissism is a disorder. It is a mental disorder. I do have some other thoughts that are, I would say, religious to some degree. However, I want to also state that I am more ritualistic than I am religious. And as I am more ritualistic than religious, I understand the value of rituals more so than I see the value in being religious. I actually don't think there's a lot of value in being religious. There is value in being ritualistic. The reason being is because when you're ritualistic, you create a common goal in society and a hierarchy to where there are clear objectives to reach. Now, this is exactly what school was supposed to do. But school, I don't think, is any more a replacement for these coming of age rituals than anything else in the world at this time. I think that's one of the other main issues of our society that somehow we have to overcome. And I do have plans in the future to do that, but I need more of a foundation and a building block mindset in order to do so, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing this channel in the first place. So developing a strategy of learning, I would say, is a really important process of education in general. And so when you only have feelings, when you only have things that can be perceived, or concepts like utilitarianism or socialism, the lines are very blurry on where things get to go. Now, I can say that at one point I was both a utilitarian and a socialist, but I've realized the error of my ways. I've realized that there is a domain of being that is far superior than that of surrendering your cognitive abilities at will to whatever group or whatever mob is aiming at you. I don't think that's right at all. And there's value that comes with being an individual, because when you're an individual, when you're a true individual, you won't be swayed by narcissism, at least to the degree that you experience a peace of mind. So, one of the reasons why narcissism isn't taught in school is, number one, I think a lot of the people just don't understand really fundamentally what narcissism is. Number two, it's because we value feelings over facts at this point as a society. I do not think that's right. However, I also think that a third reason is that we confuse memory and we confuse cognitive ability, or we rather confuse memory with cognitive abilities. And so when you have that intertwining with each other, there's bound to be a sensory deprivation within your own ecosystem and homeostasis as a human being. So with that, I hope this information was helpful and informative. I also, again, am very grateful for this opportunity to speak with you guys and to develop and empower people to prosper of all kinds. So, till next time, may peace be unto you.